Welcome back. This time we're talking about copying things to the clipboard and pasting them into other drawings. So if for any objects that you have in AutoCAD, let's say you've got a few objects like this and whatever that is. So what we can do with this, if that's just a piece of rigging, it might be a load that you're lifting, it could be anything. If we've got no command active, if I left click, draw a box and left click again, that's everything selected. Then I right click, go to clipboard, and I select copy with base point. Cut with base point would do the same thing. That takes the objects out of the screen altogether. Copy with base point leaves them there but copies them to the clipboard. So I'm going to left click on that. AutoCAD's now asking me specify the base point. So I'm going to take the midpoint on that rectangle. Once I've done that, I can start a new drawing. I could save this if I wanted to. I'm not going to in this instance. In the new drawing, I can go to the edit menu and then I can either just paste, and if I do that, they're all separate objects, and that might be a bit harder, difficult to move around or manipulate. I'll undo that. If we go instead edit paste as block, I bring them in, and as with all other blocks, for the rigging blocks, the crane blocks, this is now just one object, one grip that I can use to move around. Now let's give a better example of where we might use this. We go back to our good old rigging drawing. So this is the other rigging drawing we had was the transportable building was 12 metres long. This one's only 9 metres long. So we've started this drawing. It's the second in the building series. Rather than reinvent and redo all of that rigging, I can go back to the first rigging drawing, this one here, and I can highlight all of this rigging, which I'll do now. To make this easy, I'll get rid of some dimensions that might be in the way. Now, I can highlight and select all of that with one click. However, I don't want that text. So if I hold the Shift key and click on that text, it will deselect it. Okay, quite handy thing. Now I want the rest of this. Once I've got everything highlighted that I want, right click, clipboard, copy with base point, and I'm going to take the midpoint of the building. I can then go back to our other rigging drawing, and again I can either just edit paste or paste as block. Either would work fine here. I'm just going to paste, and there's all that rigging brought back in without having to reinvent the wheel basically. We could do the same for the rigging on the other view. So I'm going to save this drawing, file menu, back to the original rigging. Now I can select all of this rigging. Make sure you get everything. And I don't want the leaders, so I'm not going to draw a dashed box because that picks up everything I don't want. So again, I can hold the Shift key and deselect those, and deselect that dimension and deselect that dimension. Then I can draw a solid box that will pick up only the objects I want. It doesn't pick up the dimension. So again, quickly, clipboard, copy with base point, the midpoint of the building, back to your other drawing, don't save, and you can either edit menu, or on the keyboard you can go to the control key and the letter V, control V is for paste, and copy and paste is that simple. Okay, thank you.